there. How are you? It's been a while. This is the first time since I started doing the vlogs that I've missed a few days, so forgive me. I could not be helped. I didn't have power until just last night. So this little episode here today will be about post-Hurricane Irma and some serious chat and serious gratitude, and we'll see where my little brain takes us together. It is Wednesday. It is the 13th of September, and the hurricane hit Tampa, Florida, beginning on, well, it was September 11th, because it was late in the morning or at night. Hi, one viewer. So just my own experience about Irma, first and foremost, is that we are so blessed. We're so lucky to be alive and happy and healthy, and that is all that matters, okay? I still have panels on my office window. I'll show you. So that's kind of sad to see, but my husband hasn't had an opportunity yet because he went right back to work on Tuesday. The hurricane was Monday, so UPS doesn't play. And I guess, you know, he'll get to that over the weekend. So because we've wanted to remove all of what Irma looked like, you know, and because it was a tough time. But the most important thing is that we're okay, and majority of, well, all of the people I know are okay, meaning that they're alive, okay? Everything else, there's a lot of people still without power. There's a lot of trees on roofs. There's some carports on top of cars. There's a lot of power outages for commercial buildings. I have IRMITITIS, so I have a little in my throat. And I couldn't get a Z-Pack called into my Walgreens because, you know, there's no power. There's the wonderful, wonderful sheriff's department directing traffic 2 blocks or 3 blocks away from where I am now. And the entire Bel Air community has been without power since it started on September 11th. So, wow, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe we're getting back to a little bit of normalcy, a little bit, slowly. You know, I felt very normal meeting with a new client today, and very normal meeting with a current client this afternoon, and very normal meeting with Jay, my fab IT extraordinaire to the doctors and stars of the world. And, you know, and tomorrow is the Working Women of Tampa Bay conference. So I have 2 clients that'll be participate, and you know, we just get thrust right back into reality. But tomorrow will be an amazing time to connect with some really strong, empowered women in the Tampa Bay area. So we are all going to be doing a lot of hugging and a lot of crying probably, and rebuilding and talking about how we felt, because it's traumatic, you know. Like, you know, have you been through a hurricane? I don't know, maybe, have you? Well, if you haven't, I hope you never do. And I am getting a phone call from a friend whose husband was lost during the hurricane, but I know where he is, so I'm not going to answer right now. He's been found. He was with his mom at the assisted living. So, all right, I stayed at the Village Inn restaurant in Bay Pines here, category 5 resistant windows. My friend Danny was gracious enough to offer that to our family. So me and Rob and Cooper and Grandma Feckety packed it up and went there and spent the whole night, and they fed us breakfast. I mean, it was lunch and dinner when we got there on, it's hard to remember the days, on Sunday. And then pie, of course. It's the Village Inn, which has the best pie. in Tampa Bay. So we were very comfortable and very grateful, and we couldn't believe that we were able to have this wonderful opportunity to be safe. Now, we were safe and scared at the same time. Well, I was. Let me only speak for myself. I did not sleep but maybe a half hour that night, and nor did I sleep from probably, I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I slept all night, and then Saturday didn't sleep again, and Sunday. So hence the IRMITITIS, because of the lack of taking care of my body. And I think sleep is super important. But I'm back. I slept a full night last night. It was fantastic. So, I think that I had a great conversation today with Jay. We talked about how him and his wife were having discussions about IRMA and how she felt and how I felt. And a lot of the women, I think, were pushers in getting the family out of their house. I think I'm right in saying that it was a lot of women saying, our lives that are most important, we have to go. Who cares what happens to the house? Who cares? Who cares? It only matters what happens to our family. And I think because men are, solution oriented, or they might think that, it's not going to happen because maybe they've been through it before, or they understand the structure of the house, or they understand the sea levels and blah, 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 blah. Women go based on intuition more than anything. And when we sense fear in others too, we want to protect. So as much as men are known as like the hunters and the protectors, trust me when I tell you, women are like very similar to that. We want to protect our cubs, our babies, and our elders, and just people in general. We are super, super people pleasers. And that's not a bad thing, and not just people pleasers. I mean, like, we just want everybody to be safe. And I'm not saying that men don't want the same thing. Please. Okay. Please, 0 viewers. Don't think that. But it really is a very different way of thinking. I mean, that book that came out years ago was spot on. The women and men, Mars and Venus thing, right? We think differently. Women need to be validated for our feelings and heard and reassured. And we want that because we want our man to protect us. And men might not express that the same way a woman does. It's just different. So we have to come to a better place of understanding each other, right? And I think that this IRMA thing was a really great eye-opener for not just me, but maybe for a lot of people out there about how we communicate with each other. Because I know there were a lot of people that left last minute, and a lot of people that were, I've talked to a lot of my girlfriends and some of the guys that are in my life, and a lot of people really wanted to just get out. And it was tough. It was panic, and, there was no gas, and it's a really hard situation, and I think that this has definitely led me to want to be even more communicative, if you could imagine, as I'm communicating with you right now by documenting this. I did a blog that I did not. I actually just wrote how I felt during the experience while I was at the Village Inn, waiting for IRMA to hit, because I never wanted to forget how I felt that moment. I don't think I ever will, but I wanted it documented. I wanted to remember this. I don't want to take anything for granted in life. It's too short. And I want to just be kind and give back to others. And I don't really care if it makes people uncomfortable, some of the things that I say, because I'm a real straight shooter. I need to just do that for myself. And I think that where a lot of people might get lost is where they don't communicate and they harbor resentments, or they don't get through a situation. They go around it, right? And then they put it under that big rug and they sweep, sweep, sweep. And, it's funny, my mother-in-law was here for a few days, and, you know, with a mother-in-law, a 13-year-old, a husband, a dog, and a cat, you know, it can be challenging at times. And she wrote me a note, which was very kind, but you know, I would have loved for her to do that like eyeball to eyeball, you know? Like let's thank each other and love up each other in person. But it's not easy to do, I guess. I grew up in a family where that's the norm. Now, that's not to say that we don't communicate. We don't communicate about a lot of things, okay? That might be too difficult to talk about, but I do. So, anyway, I'm rambling. Let me just say that I am so impressed with the first responders. For Dennis Phillips, my God, you chief meteorologist dropped on this earth from the heavens above, keeping me sane every hour on the hour, waiting to hear your thoughts about what was happening. Because I never lived through what was supposed to be either a Cat 5, Cat 4, Cat 3, Cat 2, or Cat 1 hurricane. So I was very, very nervous. And I gotta say, it was such a relief to hear somebody just tell you the truth. So I'll never forget him. I keep paying homage to him online, and I want to continue to do that. I know things are going back to normal, and that's what should happen. But we can't forget what we all just went through. And Tampa Bay as a community has been really incredible. And my neighbor, who's in Indianapolis right now, is texting me. And every day it's been, you know, can I help? And do you want to stay at my house? And you want to take a hot shower? And, you know, can I help you with the trees that are down? It's just been all love and help. If I look at the grand scheme, the little stuff in between, like my favorite now is watching people post about who my friends really are and who they're not because somebody reached out to me and somebody didn't through the hurricane. Grow up, people, please. Like, come on. Like, we're all thinking about, like, living or dying. Just saying. Most people are selfish, self-centered, and self-seeking, in case you didn't know. And when we say prayers out there for everyone, that includes you too. So when I hear people complaining that they don't have heat, don't have air conditioning. Oh, they got heat. When I hear people complaining about maybe small damage that's happened to the house, I understand it. I get it. But it really doesn't mean anything. Because we have one life and we're alive. I am, and I'm super happy about it. And Charlie Brown, my little doggy who's sitting, oh, he's not little, who's sitting on the couch, was my greatest support. That's the truth. He was my greatest support. He played Snuggle Bunnies with me like the whole time. And they even let him in the Village Inn. And he and I slept on the floor together. And he held me tight. It's true. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hoping tomorrow and Friday will just bring even more normalcy, and there's going to be some great connecting with working women at Tampa Bay. And I will vlog from the hotel tomorrow night. All right. Thank you so much, and be well and be kind to others. Bye.